What is going on, guys? It is your boy Junior from PNP Customs coming back at you with another video. Today we have the base model 2026 Honda Civic. This client came in for an ambient light job, but he was in here for a universal basic job that could have been done in a couple of hours. But when he got here, we offered him a brand new system. Hasn't been done yet on the Honda Civics. You can search it up on the internet. You won't see it exactly the way we do it. We even gave him a better price. So not only is he getting something that hasn't been done yet, but also at a very good deal. The reason why is because we want to be able to display the work that we do and also the brand new merchandise that's available for the Civic. So if you have a Honda Civic, take a look at this video. You may like it. So what we're going to be doing on the Civic is the OEM ambient light panel job. So we're going to have some light here on the dash. We're going to have some here in the center console. We're going to replace the whole center console piece. It's not going to be a strip just on the edges. It's going to be a whole brand new piece. So this texture is gone. We're also going to be working on the doors. So it's going to be an all-around feel and bring this Civic's interior to life. Like I said prior, he was going to leave it for a couple of hours, but now he's going to leave it for a full day to make sure it comes out nice. So this is the product out of the package. You can see that it comes with the panels, the center console, the center dash, an extra strip. You got the plug and play harnesses, you got the tweeters. You have the OEM switch that controls the colors if you don't want to go on the Bluetooth app. You also have the speaker rings here. This is an add-on. He wanted to add those to the speakers. This whole job is going to be paired with the universal bulbs. You're going to see a couple on the center console. You're going to see a couple on the doors. And all of these are going to be controlled through the CAN bus boxes. So you'll have one for each door and then the main one. That's pretty much this whole package that we're giving the client. You can do a lot more and you can do a lot less. So you can pick and choose of what you like. But specifically, that's what we're going to be adding to this car. So let's go ahead and head into the installation. Alright, so the first part of the job is done, which is the disassembly. Now we can go ahead and start installing the OEM panels for this car. So the boss took on the task of installing the OEM panels on all 4 doors. So what consists of this job is he has to add the panels, they're bolt-on, so specifically made for the Civic, meaning all of the holes and brackets should line up. So he's doing the OEM panel where the door handles at. And we can go ahead and show you guys what that looks like by itself. Like I said, you don't have to do everything in this video. You can pick and choose exactly what you like. So this is what it looks like when it's turned off. Giving it a nice gloss finish when it's off. Looks way better than the original one did. And now we're adding another panel that also illuminates RGB where the main window switches go. Same and easy idea here where you remove the old plastic one held in with screws and clips. And then you go ahead and replace the new one with the same exact screws. We can also go ahead and show you guys what it looks like when it's installed. So now the two paired together look like this. So now you have more of a gloss finish on the door. Like I said, this is what it looks like when it's off. It really does look better than the plastic one. It gives it more of a two-toned finish. We also mentioned earlier that we're going to be adding door handle bulbs. Now we do make the hole a little more bigger than what it comes originally. That way it gives it more of a stronger glow. But we still use the original brackets and place it exactly where the original door handle bulb was, giving it that OEM feel. And we're also trying to keep it as organized as possible because there's going to be a lot of wiring involved. But this is what it looks like when the job is done. It's also held in with a little bit of glue. And finally, don't forget that we're adding a speaker ring to give it the illusion that the speaker itself is illuminating. And then the RGB tweeter cover that you guys saw in the beginning of the video, that only goes in the rear doors. One thing to mention is that these tweeter covers are also custom to install because they're mainly made for the Japanese door panels. And as for me, while the boss was doing the 4 doors, I went ahead and took on the task of doing the center dash and also the center console piece. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys first how I did the center console. So you can see that it's all held in with clips and screws, and then you have these same holes here, so all you have to do is just transfer over the cup holder, the shifter cover, and also the shifting module. But before we continue, one thing to mention is that most of this stuff is custom. You do have to make little modifications. The reason why is because all of this stuff is made in China. There is no company that makes this stuff in America, so they only have Japanese car models to work with. Sometimes they can get very close to perfection, but they'll never be perfect in terms of fitment. So you can see in the background video where the cup holder goes, you can see that the holes are completely reversed. And then on top of that, if you look at the Japanese center console piece, you will see that you will have extra clips to spare. So long story short is if you're trying to install this yourself, you will find multiple areas where it's not perfect and you'll have to make your own modifications. I get this question a lot from my Honda CRVs, is people buy this stuff on eBay and Alibaba and they tell me, hey Junior, how'd you make it fit? You will always have to make your modifications. For example, if you put the Chinese Accord door panel side to side with the American Accord door panel, you will see a lot of differences. The main one being that the American one is one piece, like the whole door card is one piece, and the Chinese one or the Japanese one, it's actually divided in two towards the middle. And this is purely based off the fact that their cars are very different than ours. People think that our card is an exact replica of theirs, but that's incorrect. So because they only have the Chinese Accord models to work with, sometimes when they come out with aftermarket pieces, it will not be perfect. And I know that I'm working on a Civic in this video, but I'm just showing you the Accord as an example on why some things may not match perfectly. But that wasn't a problem for us. We're a custom shop, so we made our own modifications, and you can check out that it came out amazing. OEM fitment, there's no gaps, even though it wasn't a perfect fit from behind. And man, check that out. Isn't that just a beauty? It looks even better when it's installed. So like I said, these OEM panels and these aftermarket pieces give it a new look. Even when it's off, you get this new carbon fiber finish instead of the old mesh feel. Now that we got the center console out of the way, let's go ahead and get the center dash piece done. So you can see I already started and I got a couple things already disassembled. Now we just have to transfer over the grill. You have to be very, very careful with the grill because it's very thin. You may crack it if you bend it or put too much pressure on it. And then you have to transfer the climate control and the push to start button alongside with the air vent. So this part of the job, I would say it's not very difficult. Anyone can really do this as long as you're very patient with the work. So pretty much you're going to disassemble the whole center dash piece and then reassemble it onto the new RGB piece. All except one piece, of course, and that would be this one. So this is the original plastic cover that you had behind the grill. This ambient light set comes with a new one that's RGB. It's the same size as the original plastic one. All you have to do is just clip it in and reassemble everything on top of it. Which is crazy because if you think about it, this center dash piece has 4 pieces of lighting. So you have the illumination on top of here, you have this panel down here, we already talked about this piece, and then on top of that you get an extra large LED strip that's going to go over the top. That's 4 pieces of lighting, so the center dash is going to look absolutely crazy. And this is what it's going to look like as soon as you're done. So everything is installed here. You won't see the main piece in the back just because it's hidden behind the grill. But if you look closely, you will definitely see it there, along with the OEM panel at the bottom, giving you that gloss finish. So my boss got the 4 doors done. I got the center console done and the center dash piece done. What's left is the wiring and then, of course, tidying everything up, reassembling the whole car. So the wiring is actually plug and play. It comes directly made for the Honda Civic. If you read the tags on the harness, it'll tell you if it goes on the left rear or on the front driver. So just read those and the rest should be easy. So just line them up and click them in. One of the final things to do is to install your main control switch. Now, yes, this ambient light set is controlled through a Bluetooth app, but if you don't want to pull out your phone, you can control the brightness and the colors through here. So just pop out the old plastic trim, which is this one, and then just click in the new one. It should be nice and firm after you do that. And then the harness that connects to behind the button, it throws a red wire that acts as illumination. So whatever you connect that to will light up the button. That way you can see it at night. And then the finishing touch, we had to add an RGB bulb at the center console, that little pocket area. You can see the hole isn't there, but the outline is. So all we had to do is just open that up a little bit, put the bulb in, and everything was fine. Now all that's left to do is just to reassemble everything back together. Now comes the best part of the video, the showcase of how everything turned out, everything installed and turned on. And man, is it a big reveal. Check out this job. Boom. Like I said, if you search up Honda Civic ambient lights, OEM panels, you will not see anything like this. This is the first Honda Civic in America that looks like this. Check out this gorgeous job. So you have the door handle bulb, you have the two OEM panels, and then you have the speaker ring. You have the center dash strip, the center console piece, the center dash piece, and then the same thing for all the doors. Check this out. And don't forget about that rear custom tweeter. At times, one might feel like putting all of this stuff together might be overwhelming, but it truly comes together like a puzzle and looks good. I do not think it's overwhelming at all. I think it looks really good. You have equal lighting from the bottom towards the top. And then when you sit in the front, man, it looks like a spaceship. You can see the center console bulb illuminating that pocket, giving it that nice feel. It doesn't feel so dark in there. You have the ring on the cup holder, then you have a glow on each side of the center console. And then when you look closely at the center dash piece, it just looks crazy. Remember, there's 4 pieces of lighting here. You have the OEM panel, you have the grille illumination, you have the panel behind the grille, and then you have the LED strip at the top. You have a closer look at the bulb illuminating the pocket there. And then you have a closer look on the center console piece. Like I said, you don't have to do everything that this guy did in the video. You can take and choose what you like and what you don't like. As mentioned earlier, everything is controlled through a Bluetooth app and everything is synced together. So you can put it on solid colors or you can have it moving and doing some cool animations. But I'll be honest, nobody really does that. I've never seen someone get ambient lights done here and then have it like on rainbow. I think everybody just likes a nice solid color feel. And if it's too bright for you or overwhelming, you can always just lower the brightness on the app, or you can turn them off since they turn on automatically when the car's on. So when the car turns off, you'll never have a power consumption issue. You'll never have a battery drain. But if you're one to change the colors every single time you get in the car, don't worry, you don't have to keep pulling out your phone. It is more convenient to use this switch here where you can change the colors just by tapping the button. When you tap on this button, you will see that it will switch between the primary colors. So you have lots to choose from, but if you're looking for a very specific color, then you would definitely have to go on the app. It'll give you a color wheel. You can even put a hex code in there to get that really specific, unique color that you're looking for. You guys know we do it best here at PNP. This is the brand new ambient light job that's available for the Honda Civics. If you guys are interested, hit us up.